All right. Today we're going to discuss how do I design my appearance artworks. You have three different artwork designs. You have simple box at 1024 by 1024. You have a poster box at 1920 by 1080, and you have a landscape box by 1920 by 692. Now remember, every media asset has these three different boxes, so it would be great for you to master how to create a great design, something that may look like this, that you can use for your appearances. Now, the great thing about this is you only have to design one size, and that is the poster box, the 1920 by 1080, because we have a auto cropper, in which you'll see here momentarily. So the biggest thing is to design one size, the 1920 by 1080, and we're going to use a free program called Photopea. Photopea.com is a free program that you can use to easily edit your programs. But before we jump into editing our design, we want to get high resolution pictures. Okay, either you yourself have high resolution pictures of your organization, your business, or however you are trying to design your app. You want to have high resolution pictures to do that. If you don't have high resolution pictures within your organization, you can go to free websites like Pexels, and this is what we're going to use: PEXELS.com. Pexels. Here there's free stock photos, royalty-free images that you can use, and it doesn't cost you a dime to do it. All you have to do is just simply type in what you are wanting to search for. We're going to type in fitness, and there you go. There are thousands of free fitness photos that is available for your use. You also have free videos that you can use, and these are all free and royalty free for you to use. I'm just going to scroll down and find a good picture for our fitness app here, and I'm going to just click the download button. It's going to automatically start downloading to your computer. You need to know exactly where your default download folder is. Mine is in my download folder. Once my pixel image is done downloading, I'm just going to head back over to Photopea. Now that I'm back inside Photopea, I want to open the Nowcast appearance template that we have created for you. If you don't have the appearance template already, please make sure you email us at tv@nowcast.cc, and we will email it to you ASAP, because it will make your life so much easier when you are editing your three different appearance artworks. First thing I want to do is bring in that template inside my Photopea canvas. To do that, I'm going to click open from computer. You must know where you've saved the appearance template at on your computer. Mine is saved right here. I'm just going to double click on it, and it's going to bring the template into my Photopea canvas. First thing I want you to notice is the guidelines that we've created for you. The white guideline represents the simple box of 1024 by 1024 artwork, and the blue guideline represents the landscape box of 1920 by 692. This just helps you to make sure that you keep the words within the center of all three artworks, which the large box represents the canvas itself represents the 1920 by 1080, excuse me. And so you can get an idea of what the image will look like for all three artworks. First thing I want to do is I am going to click remove background image. I'm going to simply click this button here and turn it off. That's very important. I got to click on the image, highlight it, then I got to turn the eye and turn off the old image. The second thing I want to do is to bring in my new pixel image that I just downloaded, or one of your own images that you have. Remember, they should be high quality images. The higher quality, the better it looks on your mobile phone. And so to bring in my new image, I'm going to go to File in the top left corner, and I'm going to click Open and Place. From here, I'm going to go to where I've saved my pixel image at, and that will be listed in my downloads folder. And I'm going to now click on the first pixel image, and that's going to bring that image into my Photopea canvas. As you can see, the image is still smaller than the canvas itself, so I need to enlarge the photo. Your photo may already be large enough, but if it's smaller like this image, to enlarge your photo is real simple. Just take your mouse, come to a corner, never ever come from the side, but always come to a corner, grab one of the white squares, press and hold the Alt key for PC users, and it is the Option key for Mac users. While you're pressing and holding down the key, just simply grab the mouse and pull it downward. And as you can see, it is enlarging the photo. You're going to make it large enough to where you're happy with the design. And once I have it to where I want to have it at, I'm just going to let go of the Alt key, and I'm going to double click with my mouse on the image itself, and that locks the image into the canvas. Now at this point, I can drag the image around and reposition it to where it fits in all three boxes. As you can see, I got it inside the white box and the blue box. And of course, my canvas is the 1920 by 1080. Now once I'm happy with the positioning and the image size of my image, I'm now going to change the color. Right now we have this fuchsia purple color, but you may want a different color. To do that, I'm going to bring my mouse down here to the layer that says change color here, and I'm going to double click on the square with the circle. Just double click it. That's going to bring up your color box here. All you have to do is click on the color box and it brings up the color picker. Do not, and I repeat, do not touch the circle color picker. Only touch the white line and drag it up and down to the color you want it to be. I'm going to choose like a, let's go to this light blue here. I'm going to click OK, and there you go. My color has changed immediately. One more note I want you to see is the density scroll here. You can lower the tint density to where you turn the tint off altogether or barely on. Okay, so you can decide how much of a tint you want to have. You play with that to your own liking. So I like more tint, so I'm going to turn it all the way on. Now to remove this box here, I'm going to bring my mouse up to this circle with the eye in it and click twice, 1, 2, and that removes the box out the way. Depending on the image itself, it might be too bright or it might be too dark. You could change the brightness of the image here by bringing your mouse to where it says change brightness here and double click, and it brings up a brightness meter. You can raise this up, and that raises the brightness of your image. You don't want to raise the image brightness too much because it will wash out the white words. So I would suggest you keep it darker, but you may not want to have it too dark, right? I like it about right here. And then I'm going to once again take my mouse. You can also change the contrast too. If you want to play with the contrast, you can also play with that here to your own liking. But once I'm happy with the image brightness and contrast, I'm going to bring my mouse again to this circle with the eye in the middle. Click it twice, 1, 2. That removes the box out the way. The next thing I want to do is to change the words and change the title here. To do that is very simple. I'm just going to bring my mouse to the left here and find the T. Click on the T one time, which is the type tool. And I'm going to bring my mouse back over and hover it over the title. As you can see, the cursor changed from arrow to a cursor. I'm just going to click anywhere on the words. I'm just going to delete this. And now I'm going to replace it to what I want it to be. And in this case, I'm going to call it workouts. Now, one thing I want you to note here is when you're typing out your title, make sure that the title stays within the confines of the white box here, which is the simple box 1024 by 1024, right? You don't want to go outside the white box. Just make sure you stay within the confines of the white box. Now that I have typed out my title, I want to change the font. To do that is real simple. Take your mouse and just double click on the word. It's going to highlight the entire word, and then take my mouse up to the top left, click the area here where it says area bold MT. The drop down button will open up a series of fonts for you. Okay, so I am going to type in, I like a font, I'm going to use Air America font. I'm going to click on that, and as you can see, that changed the font. Once you choose the font that you like, always bring your mouse back up to this arrow where it says move tool and click it, and that resets the canvas. Now you want to go back down to the T, which is the type tool, click it again. Now we want to change the subtitle font. You don't necessarily have to have a subtitle, and if you don't want to have a subtitle, just come over to the right here, click the eyeball, and that turns it off. But in this case, we're going to use a subtitle, so I'm going to turn it back on. Just like I did for the title, I'm going to just take my mouse and hover it over the subtitle and just double click it, and then I'm going to change it video series. Now that I've typed it out, I'm going to change the fonts, and I'm going to do the very same thing I did for the title, and that is I'm just going to double click it until the entire video series is highlighted, and I'm going to go back to the font picker, and I'm just going to choose a font that I like. Now once I've found a font that I like, I'm going to reset the canvas by clicking the arrow of the move tool. And now I've reset the canvas, and as you can see, my title and subtitle fonts have been changed. Now at this point, you are pretty much done. We simply now have to save and export. But before we save this, okay, make sure that you turn the guidelines off. Turn the guidelines off. When you come back to reuse this, make sure you turn the guidelines back on so that you can always reuse this template that you're about to create for yourself. But before we save it and export it and then bring it into our Nowcast dashboard, we want to make sure that we always turn the guidelines off. Now to save it, we're going to save it twice in two separate formats. We're going to bring our mouse and go to the word file in the left top corner, and we're going to first save it as a PSD. This is so that you can always bring your previous artwork into your Photopea dashboard, meaning that the green color or your color that you chose for the last artwork will always be here. Your font that you chose for the last artwork will always be here. So a lot of the work will already be done. Really, all you will have to do would be to change out the background picture and just simply change out the words. You don't have to change the color or the font. So you want to save it as a PSD first. To do that, just click File and then Save as PSD. That is a Photoshop file. Click that, and then we want to save it We're just going to save it as my mobile artwork template. You can name it whatever you want to name it, but save it in a place where you know you can always come back to use it. Because when you're ready to create your second artwork or your third or fourth, you don't have to use the template we sent you. You now can use your own template because you've created your own template in place. Once you saved it as a PSD, the second time you want to save it, you want to save it as a PNG. So just repeat that process. Go to File. Now this time you want to export as a PNG. Click that, and now you're going to, and you can name it whatever you want to name it. In this case, we're going to name it as Workout Video Series, and then we're going to save it. It's going to save it to your default save area. Again, mine is going to be the download folder. Yours may be somewhere different. For PC users, you can always just click the arrow button here and click Show in Folder, and that will take you exactly to where you've saved your artwork to in your default download folder. Now once my artwork is completed, I want to go back to Nowcast, and now, as you've done many times before, I'm going to change all 3 artworks with my newest artwork design. Just simply click on Simple Box and then bring your mouse over here to where it says upload image. You can also drag it and drop it here, but you're going to just click it, and I'm going to go to where I saved that image, which is here, my downloads folder. I'm going to double click it, and as you can see, my cropper is cropping it out, and it is really perfect. I'm just going to move it over just a hair to my liking, but that is absolutely perfect. As you can see, everybody's in the image. I'm going to click apply, and then I'm going to double click it to bring it into my Nowcast dashboard. I'm going to repeat this process for the next 2 images. Same thing. Click on my workout video series, double click it, brings it in, and then this is the 3rd and final one. Same thing. Click on the upload image selector, go to my image, double click it, and as you can see, everything is cropped out for me automatically. But because I use the templates, because I use the guidelines, I'm able to still have everything right within the proper. As you can see, everything has been cropped out for me, and because I use the guidelines, everything is properly centered. I'm going to click apply, and then double click, and there I go. I'm going to always click save right after, and now I've successfully designed and uploaded my new brand artwork. I do hope this tutorial helped you out. Don't hesitate to shoot me a text, shoot me an email at tvtomvictor@nowcast.cc if you got any questions. But I do hope that this helps you out a lot. Happy designing, and I'm anxious to see what you come up with. Thanks for watching.